In the new RCM syllabus, students are asked to identify cadences as authentic, plagal, or half. Now, in the Intermediate Rudiments workbook on page 118, question number 3, for each of the following cadences, students are asked to name the key, so here we have E flat minor, and the type, perfect, plagal, or imperfect. Now, I would suggest that you have students write both answers here, so they'll have perfect and authentic. And you can just put that below in brackets if you'd like to, so they see the both names, the authentic and also the perfect. In the Level 6 Supplemental Workbook, page 40, you will see the review of the authentic and half cadences to be used after intermediate, page 118. Now here, you will review the half cadence, or imperfect cadence, and the authentic cadence, or perfect cadence. Now here's the very important part of what these cadences are called. A perfect authentic cadence, known as PAC, is the same as an authentic cadence, except that the top voice in chord 1 must end on a stable scale degree, the tonic, right, the first degree. And it's written in the treble clef as the highest notes. So when identifying cadences, write out the cadence identification chart. This is going to make it easy for your students. Now, if there's no room to write a cadence identification chart, then you're going to use your UMT whiteboard. Now, cadences are also identified by the root quality chord symbol. So here, we're going to actually take a look at the answer book. This is Level 6 answer book, page 41. Now remember, the answers are identical to the student workbook, and the answers are handwritten, so it's really easy to mark their work. Now the Sola Says box provides important information. And here Tito asks, why are the root quality and functional chord symbols in root position? He looks, inquiring minds want to know, right? Because the root of the triad is in the bass, and the lowest note names the position of the chord as root position. So that's why. Now, students can easily name the key, and they can write the root quality chord symbol above, of course, and they can write the functional chord symbols below, and then identify the type of cadence, half cadence or authentic cadence. Now here's Quinn, my handsome Quinn, to complete his functional chord symbols and cadence identification chart. So let's watch Quinn. All right, so now Quinn, I'm assuming you've done your homework, correct?
Yes.
Yes. And so you have finished up to page 118 in the Intermediate Rudiments workbook, and now we're on page 40 in the Supplemental Level 6 workbook, learning about the half cadence, the authentic cadence, and today we're going to talk about what is a perfect authentic cadence. So the first thing we're going to do is put our root quality chord symbols above our cadences. So Quinn, what are the root quality chord symbols for that perfect cadence you've got going on there, 5-1 authentic cadence?
The first one is G, and the second one is C minor.
Very good, C minor. Okay, now let's take a look at the next one. So we're in C minor. So now we have a double bar line. That's going to cancel out that E flat, right? Yep. So now what is the next measure? We have G to C. So go ahead and put your root quality chord symbols there. Now I noticed you didn't put a little M after that C. Why not?
That's just because there's no E flat to make this minor.
Correct. Okay, excellent. So now we're going to take a look at one more thing. So I noticed that both of those are 5-1 authentic cadences, correct? Now here's the difference. When we look at this, and I'm going to kind of sneak in on Tito because he has a question for you, and he says, why are the root quality chord symbols, right, and the functional chord symbols in root position? So you're indicating all of these chords are in root position. How do you know that, Quinn?
Because the bass note shows the root of the chord.
Exactly. So it's always going to be in root position, even though if we look at the triad in the treble clef, it indicates that it may be in first inversion or it may be in root position or second inversion, but it's always in root position because of the bass note, correct?
Yeah.
Excellent. Now we're going to talk about the authentic cadence when we're referring to it as PAC. And could you just write the letters P-A-C just above that G and C up there? P-A-C. And the PAC stands for perfect authentic cadence. And what that means, Quinn, if you can point for me, when we look at the one chord in the C major, what is the upper note?
The upper note is C.
C, and C is known as the
Tonic.
tonic. When we have the tonic in the upper voice, it's called PAC, a perfect authentic cadence. Point to the upper note in the C minor triad. Is that the tonic?
No.
No. So that is still an authentic cadence, but it's not a perfect authentic cadence. So sometimes we get a little bit confused with, what do we call this cadence? But the first one is called an authentic cadence. The second one is also called an authentic cadence, but it's also a perfect authentic cadence because of the tonic note in the upper voice. Very good. So now we have one more cadence that we're going to do, but this time we're going to take a look at what Sola says. She says, no room to write a cadence identification chart, ? So Quinn, use your, drum roll, whiteboard. So here's Quinn with his ultra whiteboard. I see you've prepared it already, so that's excellent. So now on page 40, we're actually going to do the exercise at the bottom of the page in 3/2 time. So now, Quinn, you've started your identification chart. I see that. And we've got it up on the whiteboard. So in 3/2 time, before we identify that cadence as being a authentic cadence, a half cadence, or an imperfect cadence, we first have to identify what are the possibilities, correct?
Yeah.
So we're going to start off with our chart. What is the key signature we're looking at here?
We have 3 sharps.
Exactly. So look on your circle of fifths, and if you can just draw a little line underneath, what are our options if we have 3 sharps? The two choices are what?
F sharp minor or A major.
Very good. Okay, so go ahead and write that on your whiteboard. So the two choices are A major or F sharp minor. So now we need to go ahead and finish our identification chart. So if it's A major, we have 1, 4, 5, and F sharp minor, we have lowercase 1, 4, 5. And after we complete that, then we'll go ahead and look at the cadence on the whiteboard. So what would be the 1, 4, and 5 for major?
For major, it would be A, D, and E.
So you're going to go ahead and put in D, and then E, and underneath that you're going to put your functional chord symbols. So what number is D?
4.
4, very good. And E is?
5.
5, excellent. And go ahead and put the functional chord symbols, or sorry, the root quality chord symbols above. So that would be D, and
E.
And E for easy. Excellent job, Quinn.